Hi, my name is Jerry Jones, and today I would like to speak to you all on a subject that has been, I guess, growing from time to time, and it's about stealing. There's no other way to put it, but it's about stealing. Uh, in school academics, you would call it plagiarism when you're writing a paper and you're taking someone else's idea and um, basically using it for your own, and that's no other thing, no other way to call it but stealing. So this is what we're going to speak on, and we want to talk about: is it a difference between academic plagiarism and pulpit plagiarism? In the beginning, I was leaning towards that there were a difference between the two. Academic plagiarism is a hard thing because when you're stealing someone else's work and claiming it for your own, that's wrong, no matter what you do or say. So I know that that's a big difference. But when it comes to pulpit plagiarism, it is. At first, I thought that it may be a difference in it because the thing of it is, if it helps someone, that you would borrow someone message and say, for instance, that it helped you, and as long as you're saving a soul, uh, that would be all right. But as I got into it and started studying on it, and our instructor Hall, he quoted a scripture about giving credit where credit is due. He quoted a scripture in Deuteronomy where it talks about it taking more than one recount to convict someone. So you would have to do it if you keep on. Well, you say, well, Pastor Jones did this, or Pastor Hall said this, and that would be more. But what really got me was when Reverend Hall talked about John, John 12 and 49, and he talked about Jesus. And this is the part that really got me because I have prided myself over the years of doing the things that what Jesus would do because uh, myself and a couple of my friends was coming up as young ministers, and that saying came out, "What would Jesus do?" And this is what we tried to emulate, and it helped me a long way because I was really I don't know how to say it. Maybe I was really fast on the mouth. You know, if you said something to me and if you insulted me, I would come right back and do it to you. So it took me a long time to change. And the main reason was because I adopted that saying, "What would Jesus do?" And when Reverend Hall quoted this scripture in on one of the DQ questions about giving credit where credit is due. And like I say, I'm going to read it to you. It's St. John 12th chapter, and it's the 49th verse. And it says, "For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me, he gave me commandments, what I should say and what I should speak." And if Jesus turned around and gave everybody, uh, gave God credit, who am I to not do this? So I'm saying that I really do uh, know that there's a difference in this, I did some research on a Reverend H.B. Charles Jr., and it came from my 2 cents about pulpit plagiarism. And it said, all faithful preachers deliver an an unoriginal stolen message, and that's the word of God. Now, to me, that was pretty good in itself. But when it comes down to the end thing, I would advise young preachers, young ministers, to stick with your subject, stick with what you're going to be speaking on before you start quoting anything. And if you do quote somebody, say if you're going to quote Dr. Spurgeon, you say, well, Dr. Spurgeon said this, or Dr. Hall said it like this, and that's the way we would do it. But my main thing is do it as though the one of our 10 Commandments, Exodus 20:15, and it's plainly simply as stated, "Thou shalt not steal." Thank you very much.